Coming up next, I'm going to show you how to make your very own fragrance with just some simple materials you can order online. I'm going to tell you how to do it very quickly, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. This is Joel the Nose, and here I am from Miami, about to show you guys how to make your very own fragrance. For those of you who are interested, either on trying it yourself or maybe you just kind of want to know how the whole process works. So I'm sitting here in my living room, which is also my art studio and doubles as my perfume making center. And basically, I'm going to show you everything you need to do if you're interested. First, I have all my raw materials here. I keep them in cups, which I then write the names on. So for example, this is aldehyde, I have bergamot, I have LME. So I have my top notes here, I have my mid notes here, and I have my base notes over here that we're going to use today. So I basically have three. So essentially it's like when you create a fragrance, it's like a musical chord. And typically three go very well. You can mix a lot more, but I'm trying to keep it simple today. This is a fragrance I've never made before. This is going to be a new one for me today, but I think based on my experience of making some other stuff that this is going to work, pretty well. Okay, so I order all my raw materials from a website called Perfumer's Apprentice, and I'll put the link down below in the comments. But I order the materials there. They're great. They have thousands of, I don't know, at least hundreds, maybe thousands of raw materials and base notes. You can order actually accords. If you don't want to mix your own, you can actually order accords or notes that go together that are already formed together by their professionals. You can order, basically all natural materials. You can order synthetics. You can even get the perfumer's alcohol, which you need, which is how the obviously fragrance is. I choose to have it applied. You can do roll-ons, you can do different things, but I like it through, an atomizer. So you can actually get that there, and you get it all on their website, and you actually can order beakers, different things, and you can order bottles, whatever you want. Now, today, let's get started. I'm going to start by doing this. What I've learned is from reading books is you start with the base. So I've already, with my base notes, what I did is I combined on a strip. I put a drop of the different materials. I put them three separately on each thing, and I kind of wave it around, and then I see if I like that chord or combination. If I do, then that's something that I will go ahead and proceed further with. Now, I write down in my notebook, very important, you want to write down every step that you make, because that way, if you put a certain fragrance in and you don't like it, you can go back to where you last were, to where you last liked the smell. So as you add each material, you kind of smell it. If you like it, good. If all of a sudden you get to a point where you don't like it, you know that you want to take that material out, and you can go back and you have all your notes. So very important to keep track of everything here, okay? Let's get started. So what I like to use when I'm making samples is I like to make either 5 milliliter or 10 milliliter samples. I have a spray bottle here, which is a 10 milliliter spray bottle. I'm actually going to make essentially a 5 milliliter sample to go in this today. So what does that mean? I like to make a 20% concentration of eau de parfum. So that means if I'm going to have a total of 5 milliliters, I'm going to do a little math here, guys. 20% of 5 is 10, right? So I'm going to make 20% of 5, I'm sorry, is 1. I was thinking of 10 milliliters. 20% of 5 is 1. So 1 milliliter of actual solution or of the raw perfume materials to 4 milliliters of the alcohol, which is again going to be used as the method for distributing our fragrance today. So just give you a little background. So it's going to be for 20% eau de parfum level, it's going to be 1 milliliter of the actual raw materials I'm going to be mixing to 4 milliliters of perfumer's alcohol, which gives me a total of 5 milliliter sample what I'm making today. All right, so let's get started. Start with the base. Again, This is just something that if you read from perfumers, this is what they like to start with. You start with the base because this is the foundation of your fragrance. This is what anchors it. This is what you're going to be smelling the longest, so you want to make sure you start there. And so what I'm doing here first, I use what are called these mini droppers. Okay, you can see the alcohol, or I mean, this is patchouli, by the way. So the first thing I'm putting in is patchouli. I use the mini droppers, and I count my drops. So in order to get a milliliter, I need to have about roughly 75 or so of these mini drops. Okay, I've counted this out before, so that's a good thing if you use the mini ones. Now, if you use the bigger droppers, all you need about half that amount to do 1 milliliter. You need about 35 to 40. Okay, and you just kind of experiment around. But so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start with the base. I'm going to put in 10 drops of patchouli. So you can see here and go 1, 2, and I actually don't have enough in here because I'm running low on patchouli, by the way. So, all right, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 drops. And then what I do is I take the excess amount, I squeeze it back into the bottle, because I want to save this. And that way I keep the dropper in the cup, so I don't want to waste. I don't want to waste stuff. I want to be good for the environment. And so there's patchouli. Then next, I have cedar. Okay, so this is actually Virginia cedar, all natural. Most of my, by the way, fragrance oils here are all natural. Most of my fragrances are, which means you're not going to get as much longevity because synthetics last longer. But I do have some synthetics in here, and I'm going to show you a little trick at the end that I use to help it last a little bit longer. Okay, so let's get this one going. 10 drops now of cedar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I need to get more. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Again, squeeze it out. Put the cap back on. And put it over there so that I know that I have already used it. And then this is one of my favorites. This is frankincense or olibanum. I love incense-related fragrances, so this is one I use a lot. I'm going to do 10 drops here also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I actually got 2 quick ones in there. All right, so basically my base is equally made up of patchouli, cedar, and incense. I do like that combination. You can mix it up. You could do, say, for example, 15 of incense, and maybe then actually, well, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I'm supposed to do, it's a good thing I looked at my notes. I'm supposed to do 13 of incense and then 10 of cedar and patchouli. So I got to put 3 more in here, and I love, again, because I love incense in a fragrance. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. So there's 13. Another reason why you need to have your notes ready at all times. All right, now you go to the heart notes. And again, you just kind of build the fragrance from the bottom up. Excuse me. All right. All right. Sorry about that. I had the call coming in. I had to drop out. So now my heart or my middle notes, I'm using. What are we going to do here? I'm going to be using. I'm using, I'm sorry, Hedium, okay? This is synthetic. It kind of has a, to me, it's kind of a salty, not really salty, but kind of a little bit vanilla-y scent. I'm going to put 8 drops. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? Again, these are all little vials that I get from Perfumer's Apprentice. They come packaged really well when you order them. They come quickly. Really great service, great customer service. You know, there may be other options out there, but this works really well for me. Okay, so the next I'm doing I screwed up here. So I am doing actually now, I need to screw up, lavender. But I changed things a little bit, and I had to look at my notes here to correct what I was doing. So I'm doing lavender here, another 8 drops here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now the reason why, by the way, I use the small droppers versus the bigger ones, I found they're easier to use. The drops come out more consistently. When I use the bigger droppers, it just doesn't work as well for some reason. So this is just over through trial and error. I found, I gotta make sure my notes here. Okay. So that's why I use those. And then, of course, by doing that, I had to recalculate because you don't get as big as drop in from the smaller ones. And then lastly, I have salt. I really love salt in a fragrance. It just kind of, I found it really mixes well with other stuff. So I'm going to put 8 drops in here also. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I got to go back and get some more. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, squeeze it out, put it in. All right. Got some salt on my hand there. I was ready for lunch. All right, now we're going to go to the top notes. So the top, I am doing a mixture. Actually, just to show you, so when you're doing this, I've already kind of, again, tested these on scent strips to make sure I like the combination. But again, as you're doing this, if you're doing it for the first time, you want to smell it, make sure that you like it. Because again, if you don't, you want to stop. You don't want to just keep plunging forward with something that you don't think works. All right, so I'm going to do LME, which is in a lot of fragrances. It's very popular and mixes very well, I found, with, mixes very well kind of with patchouli and cedar. So I'm going to do 8 drops here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Squeeze the rest in. Again, you don't want to waste it. This is, you know, these raw materials are not cheap. Then I'm going to go aldehyde, which kind of gives it a, you know, aldehyde sometimes gives it a metal feel, gives it a brightness to it. I found it can work very well. I'm going to do 7 drops of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. And then lastly, I'm going to put some bergamot on here. And I'm going to do 7 drops of bergamot. It kind of gives it, you know, that, again, that brighter citrus feel to it. So I'm going to do 7 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Squeeze everything back in. I preserve my droppers so I can reuse them. Again, it gives good for the environment. Some people throw out their droppers after every use. I just find that's wasteful, and I don't, you know, these are plastic. I don't want to like make things worse for everybody. So there you have it. I have now exactly on my beaker here, because you want to, you know, you want to do stuff with precision, because if you want to replicate it, you like something, you want to be able to do it again. So right there, I'm exactly 1 milliliter. So what I want to do next part is you got to put your perfumer's alcohol in. So I take this, take the lid off, take this little suction top off. What I like to do is I pour it into this beaker or this little cup, and I have just one of these old-fashioned syringes that's easy to you know, measure, and I want to go to suck it up, pull up. So I have 4. Okay, it's actually almost right there. I almost did a perfect job. Okay, so right there, I've got 4, and then boom. You literally just now put this in, and again with this syringe, it's easy to put right in. Let me make sure. Yeah. boom, I'm right there at 5 milliliters. What I do then, again, you don't want to waste stuff. Make sure everything is clean, by the way. Everything I use is clean. I clean after every use. So put everything back in. This stuff is expensive. It's highly flammable, so you want to be careful with it. Store it in a cool, dry place. And now I have my thing. So what do I do next? Next part, literally, is just whatever you want to put it in, whether it be some type of sprayer. You can get these cheap atomizers. I just find these on Amazon. I have different ones. This one I'm kind of experimenting with because I like it's got like a pin top that you can kind of use, like clip or clip to your book or something. So now all you do is pour it in. Also, you want to be careful. Get it all. Okay. And then just put the top on. Shake it around. Now, this of course is not macerated. This is right off the thing. You see I have 5 milliliter now in here, and I don't have anything on this hand, so I'm just going to spray it. I'm going to give my first impression because this is the first time I put it all together to smell it. So let's see. Very nice. Very bright, fresh. I like it. So there you go. There's something that you can make on your own. You can use those exact specifications if you like. If you don't like it, try adding something else in. Try something maybe at the top that gives it something maybe a little sweeter, a little fruitier, maybe a little darker. And I'd love to know what you guys think if anyone has tried this before, but I hope you found this useful. This is Joel the Nose, and I will be back with another video soon.